Well, good morning again, everyone, and once again, thank you all for joining me. As always, I am your host, Chi-Town Zone, and we're going to get right into this. This is going to be out of Fox News, of course, where I will be leaving links in the description box below, guys. We can read further into this yourselves, guys, but if you just give me a quick second here, we're going to click on the link where the headline here reads, Bernie aides erupt over development in Biden sexual assault claims as DNC stays numb. Well, why am I not surprised, guys, when it comes to the DNC about the Biden sexual assault claims. But when we're talking about Joe Biden here, and it's not the first time, when it comes to, how creepy the guy really is, guys. How he's been seen numerous times sniffing women's hair, inappropriately touching on them or whatever, and even at one point was seen on video admitting that he likes young boys rubbing his hairy legs or whatever. But moving on, guys. The article here reads, aides to former 2020 hopeful Senator Bernie Sanders are expressing their anger about the latest development in a sexual assault accusation against the presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden after a video emerged from the 1993 Larry King Live where the accuser's mother actually called in to the show. But of course, there is a video here where you can look into it yourself if you want. But it looks like someone here went on to tweet about the video, stating that the video of Tara Reade's late mother calling into Larry King to blow the whistle about Tara's sexual assault is being met with relative silence from a cadre of progressives right now, and I want you all to know that I see you. We all do. Well, why are we not surprised, guys, that there's silence from the left? Because they are trying to protect Joe Biden, guys. We know, as others have said, that it's not that, he wasn't selected or whatever. He was chosen by the Democrat Party. We all knew that there was, Bernie Sanders had, no chance in, beating creepy, sleepy Joe Biden, guys. But moving on. But this is definitely a developing story here, where the article further reads, progressives didn't make this happen. Corporate Democrats chose Biden. Brianna Joy Gray, former Sanders press secretary, tweeted. Gray also added, it's a good time to know that Bernie Sanders is on the ballot. But that's another story for another time with Bernie Sanders being on the ballot or whatever. But you just see the absolute ridiculousness of the Democrat Party. And where is CNN as well, guys? Of course, there's an article here as well. You're not gonna want to miss here, where CNN is already taking some heat for ignoring this 1993 Larry King clip where the mother called in to blow the whistle on this entire thing with the creepy, sleepy Joe Biden and the sexual assault allegations, guys. But give me just 1 second here. If I could just simply pull this up, guys. Here we go. Where the headline here reads, CNN slammed for treatment of Biden's sexual assault allegations after old Larry King clip surfaces. Once again, why am I not surprised when it comes to fake news media like CNN, Communist News Network, Clinton News Network, whichever one you want to call them, guys. They are fake news media, and it's no surprise. Here, they're doing whatever they possibly can, in my honest opinion, to cover up for creepy, sleepy Joe Biden. But moving on, guys, the article here reads, CNN, which has drawn fire for its reluctance to cover a claim of sexual assault against Joe Biden, failed to uncover its own archive footage in which his accuser's mother called into Larry King's old show in what some critics are calling journalistic misconduct. Well, again, guys, why am I not surprised? The article here further reads, The Intercept reported earlier that Tara Reade said her late mother once called into CNN's Larry King Live to discuss her daughter's experience on Capitol Hill, where the alleged encounter with Biden took place. Reade didn't recall other information such as the date or even year, and the Intercept managed to dig up a transcript of the call, but not the video. But of course, the article further reads here, guys, tucked away among hundreds of thousands of hours of old archive footage was the long-forgotten clip which came to light Friday. Wow. I mean, you cannot make this up, guys. I mean, this is CNN we're talking about here. But again, It's just no surprise to me, guys. But moving on here, I mean, you want to talk about double standard, guys? You're going to like this one here by Tammy Bruce, another article here. Of course, I'm going to be leaving links in regards to all of this, and believe me, you're not going to want to miss any of this, guys, where the headline here reads, "Hypocritical Dems ignore Biden's sexual assault allegations but embrace the Kavanaugh accuser." I'm sure many of you remember that, of course, but I'm sure many of them were not expecting that Justice Kavanaugh kept files of everything he did, everywhere he was, even had witnesses that claimed where he was the night of the so-called incident took place, of course. But Dr. Blasey Ford doesn't remember anything about, you know, where she was or whatever, anything like that, but supposedly remembers Justice Kavanaugh at the time. But there was no doubt that it was a setup to try to prevent Kavanaugh from taking his seat as justice, because the Democrats were trying to do anything that they possibly can to slow Trump down by any means necessary, because Kavanaugh was appointed by President Trump to become justice, and the Democrats were doing all that they can to try to, you know, stop it from happening. So I believe that nothing ever happened between Justice Kavanaugh and Dr. Blasey Ford. I believe this was a stunt to try to stop Justice Kavanaugh, because for one, he was a Republican anyway. So, but moving on, guys, before we get caught off guard here or whatever, the article here reads, a newly surfaced explosive but unforgotten allegation of a 1993 sexual assault by then Senator Joe Biden is being ignored and denied by Democrats. The same Democrats who were quick to embrace clearly fabricated sexual assault allegations against now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh in 2018. I'm sure many of you remember that. The double standard by the Democrats eager to protect former Vice President Biden, now the presumptive presidential nominee to challenge President Trump in November election, is a shocking example of their hypocrisy and fraud. Well, at least I'm finally glad to see that somebody has stepped forward and beginning to speak out about the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party, because it's obvious they're doing all that they can to protect Biden despite the sexual assault allegations of Mrs. Reed or whatever, even though the mother already blew the whistle on this whole thing. And of course now CNN is taking heat for covering this up as well. And it's no surprise when it comes to fake news media and the Democrats, guys. But, you know, why are they not doing, the Democrats not doing anything? As I've said, and as, you know, what the last article said, the Democrats chose Joe Biden. You know, and as I've said and others have said, there was no way in heck, you know, that Bernie Sanders was going to win. Not even by a long shot, guys, because, you know, again, you know, Biden was chosen no matter what, guys. But moving on, the article further reads, we can all now see clearly that Democrat politicians, the self-described champions of women, have never really cared about improving the quality of women's lives. Like abusers everywhere, they see women as something to be used and means to an end. Wow. I'll just leave that right where it stands, guys, but I'm glad that someone is finally speaking out about this, because it needs to be exposed for what it is. The Democrats are just the party of evil, the party of hatred, and it's just ridiculous, guys. And it's unfortunate to see how they're just covering up Biden's you know, footsteps. And keep in mind, this is the same guy, as I just said. He openly admitted at a pool how he likes young boys to rub his hairy legs. I mean, come on now, man. But moving on, guys, I mean, you know, this is getting serious, but there's no chance in hell that Biden is going to be able to beat President Trump, although he believes that President Trump is going to try to do something to kick back the election some way, somehow. You know, as I stated yesterday in an article where, you know, Biden went on to state this, you know, that somehow Trump is going to try to do something to stop the November elections. But I doubt it, because I think Biden already knows that he's going to lose by a massive landslide, as I've stated yesterday, guys. But anyways, with that being said, if we happen to have any more breaking news or anything to report on, I will do my very best to bring that to you. And again, for those of you watching for the first time, please do feel free to subscribe. And be sure to hit that little bell so whenever a video is uploaded, you will be notified. But with that being said, everyone, God bless, and please do stay tuned.